Okay, you are once again welcome back to Assin Manso Slave Market and then Assin Manso the Last Bath. As I was saying, my name is Kwejo. Why? Because I was born on Monday. I told you how they suffered all the way from northern part of Ghana or under the northern part of Ghana, walking barefooted, both naked with chains and shackles, about 400 miles. This is some of the things our forefathers suffered from. We call it poisonous stone. It's very, very poisonous and sharp. According to the historians, it costs about 15 to 20% of our forefathers. In case you are coming to Assin Manso slave markets, barefooted, both naked, like what I am doing, in case you step on it, because of the chains and then the shackles, you cannot off it from your feet. So this is how you are going to walk. You walk something like this. But the moment you step on it, it goes deeper. So it gives you about a week and some days. You have to off your life or you have to pass away. As I'm talking to you, if you step on it right now, you have to take tetanus injection or you have to see your doctor. Else you can lose your life. It's very, very poisonous. Okay, we have some painted bamboos here. It leads our guests or our visitors to the riverside. The same thing in Africa here. When somebody passes away, we normally use black or the red. But here, this color shows how they suffered. The red blood they saw from themselves. In case we are moving, whenever some of the lions attack us, you can see your brother bleeding with a blood. Then the black, the way they move, they walk through day and night. So that's the meaning of this paint or this bamboo painted red and black. And this is the African color we used to mourn our dead people. Okay, hello viewers. Now we are above today where they was our forefathers or the last bath. So we are going to pass through this room before we get to the river side. So let us move. Okay, welcome back to the sadness and wickedness points where they treated our forefathers like an animals. As I was saying, walking barefooted, both naked, slowly with chains and shackles for 7 good months. Just imagine, about 400 miles. A lot of them lost their life because of hunger, because of thirstiness of water. They don't even receive good food to eat. They don't got good water to drink. Some of them got diarrhea, malaria, and so on. So whenever they brought them here, during that era, at your back there, we call the ancestral river park with huge trees. Whenever they brought them here, they just tied them on the trees so that they cannot run away from them. When they tied them, they rejected the weak ones from the strongest ones. So all the weak ones here, they kill them with a gun one by one and shoot them behind or the back of this bamboo. After that, it's time for them to save those with bushy hair, wash them down, dry them up for the mercy of the sun to get dry because there was no towel for anyone to clean his or herself. So we have to dry them like a cloth for the mercy of the sun to get dry before we can take them to the market. If you look at it down there, we have 2 separated rivers over there. As I'm talking to you, we have dry 2 seasons in Ghana here. We have dry season and then the rainy season. As you can see, this river, it looks like a stagnant river, and this one flows. This river is different from this one, and this one also different from this one. So you can see the action of that one or the movement of that river. Then you can see the action or the color of this river also. The masters had 4 reasons why they was our forefathers here or the captives here, but not there. First, they knew that if they are going to wash them there, they cannot get total control on them. Second, because of the rocks, maybe some of them are very sleepy, so they can fall down and get some cuts. Third, some of them were good in swimming. Maybe they can swim the chase and circles and run away. Then the last point, because of the way it flows, it's very cold and chilled or clean. So let us wash them here, because here we can get total control on them. After here, if any one of them complain, she or he feeling tasty, we can escort that person to drink from there. So from that decision they took, let us save those wood bush here like I, including my private parts. By during that era, the items we used to save like bed or the scissors, there was nothing like those things over here. So whenever they took anything from bottle or the grass, they just kept it under the bamboos. So when it was time for them to save our forefathers, they just pick it up, used to hit some of the rocks in the river, or they used to chain them. After breaking into pieces, the sharp ones, they used to save those with bush here like I. When they finished that, let us wash them. Why? Because some of them were smelling very bad, especially the ladies, because of the blood. Every 1 month, you have to receive your menses on yourself without getting free hands to plug some of the leaves to clear yourself. So when you walk, the blood also flow on you. We have finished saving all of them to make them younger. Let us wash them. By that time, the items we used to wash ourselves, like sponge and soap, there was nothing like those things over here. So they considered the bamboo leaves as a sponge. It's also very rough and itchy. When they plug it, they match them in batches, this way or this part inside the small river or the ancestral river. When they read there, they got the sponge, but there was no soap. So they continue considered the sand in the river as a soap, mixed together to wash them. So from that point, you can hear our forefathers gnashed their teeth, hop their fingers, shout for help. But there was no help from anywhere. When they finished that, they wanted to know the strength of everyone. Why? Because from here, we are going to keep them in the door of no return for another 3 months. So they will ask them to do some exercise like jumping to know their strength. When they got the strength of them, they wanted to know the age of everyone, but nobody came here with birth sets. So they had a certain device called speculum oris or mouth opener. They used to open their mouth, count their teeth to determine the number of their ages. When they got the number of their ages, they use oil, palm oil or salvetta, to smile them to look younger and shiny to attract more price. When they finished that finally, there was no towel here for them to clean themselves. So they continue to tie them on the trees for the mercy of the sun to get dry before they move them to the market and then the auction. Because of the way they wash our forefathers here and they drank from there, the people from this community considered and called that river as a good or clean river, and this is bad. Because of that, they take that one as a drinking water, but this one they didn't. But one wonderful thing you have to ask yourself is, the two rivers over here converge or flows together. So anytime you fetch from there, only your ancestors can confirm either you fetch the good one or the bad one. So finally, this is where our forefathers took their last Ghanaian water, dried them up for the mercy of the sun to get dry before they moved them to the market. So from here, we step down there and have a look before we get back to the market. Okay, as I was saying, this is the Slave River, and this is Ochi River. So the rock here, this rock, the rock inside there, that's the boundary between the ancestral river and then the Ochi River. So this is where they took their last Ghanaian water and they drank from there. That's why we call here the last bath, and here is your first bath of return. Your first bath of return means anytime you visit here and you step down there, you can fetch some to wash your feet, your hands, your hair, or your face, meaning your first bath of return. So let's go there and have a look from there. If you look where I am standing right now here, you can see some rocks all over this place. We have dry season, that's why some of the rocks are out. If it is rainy season, it's cover all the steps over there. So during that time, you don't allow any tourists to step nearby the river. Why? Because we the tour guys here, we are not good in swimming to save somebody's life. I cannot even tell you where this river coming from, and I cannot even tell you where it ends. When we are coming from Accra, we have a town there called Mankesim. This river passes from here up to that area. Majority or a number of people, when they will survive in Jamaica, a lot drank from here. So when they survive in Jamaica, they saw a river there and used this name to name after that river. So this is Ochi River. If you go to the Jamaica, there's a river there called Ochi Res. So they drank the first Ochi from here, and then the second one we found from Jamaica. So this is Ochi, and then the one we have at Jamaica, we call that one Ochi Res. So now we can have a look before we go back to the market. At times, people do a lot of rituals here. People put some coins on their palm, pray on it. After that, they throw inside the river. People also use empty rubbers of pure water to fetch some. They normally use to bath, to purify them. In case you have any disease and you want your ancestors to heal you, you can fetch some. It depends your faith or your belief. If you believe that I'm suffering from my stomach, either you will drink or you use the water to smile on your stomach. If you believe your ancestors will heal you from that painful. Thank you very much. To visit Assin Manso Slave Market and then Assin Manso the last bath.
You took us through a lot today.
Okay.
My emotions are high. I'm sure yours are high. The Black Conscious Nation has heard about how our ancestors were treated. It was unadulterated how you explained it.
Yes.
You had no ploy about telling the truth.
That's it.
Take us in and tell us about it to the Black Conscious.
Okay. Everyone out there, my name is Kwejo. Why? Because I was born on Monday. I invite you to Assin Manso Slave Market and then Assin Manso the last bath. Where we are living right now there, you are not from there. You just went there to work. This is your home. This is your destination, and this is your motherland. So why don't you come and visit Assin Manso Slave Market and talk to your ancestors? My brother is here. I very appreciate how he found to come here and visit our Assin Manso Slave Market and then Assin Manso the last bath. I told him everything, what actually happened in this community. So if you are there and you don't know that this is from your home, please come and search for Assin Manso slave market. We are going to tell you a lot of story about our ancestors.
Black Conscious Nation, yeah, I've heard it from my brother. A lot of us take vacations all over the world, but have you taken a vacation to the motherland? Have you invested time in your ancestral lineage? Have you thought about learning more so you can teach your children and grandchildren? I myself have just started this 3 years ago, and I have been decolonized, and I'm more of a Black conscious. That's why this channel is called the Black Conscious Nation, The Awakening. It's our job, our brother's job, and every other diaspora continental African's job to infuse knowledge upon us that we will have the dignity of understanding.
Yes.
Once we have understanding, we put it into practice.
Yes.
How we put it into practice, we tell another. One tells another, and then we have the village of all knowledge.
Yes.
Black conscious, continental, it's time for us to wake up and understand who we are and what we've been destined to do. Come on, Black Conscious Nation. And right now, I want everybody to start, give me a hand clap. Hand clap, give me some hand claps in there. Give some respect, love to the ancestors, and say we respect this brother for what he's doing. Not just him, the whole organization. It's important that we recognize those who are entirely devoting their lives to bringing knowledge. It is not easy.
Yes.
It is not easy.
Yes.
Some of it gets emotional, and some of us won't come because of the pain. But our brother made it so painless, or say, it depends on thee.
And let me tell you one thing, never regret that you are a Black man or a Black color. Why? Because Black is power. So never regret your color. Appreciate your color, because Black is power.
Yeah. On that point, Black Conscious Nation, we thank you, my brother. Stay strong, Black, and proud, and walk in your gift.
Thank you very much,
All right.
my father.
All right. Peace and Black love.
Bye-bye.
Shut that down.